What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the KSL. We had a pretty one-sided series back there. I really thought if it was going to be one-sided, it'd be Mini dominating. And instead, it was the opposite of anything we could have predicted.
Yeah, pretty one-sided series, I guess, overall. But interesting builds, interesting openings.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what Action can do in the tournament. I think that this guy is consistently one of our dark horses, whether it be ASL or now KSL, where you look at him and you should know, if you watch a lot of Brood War, that he has potential to beat everybody. And when he does, I don't know, I like that because he's seen as such a hard-working player, and hard work should pay off.
Yeah, it's especially, I think now it's no longer about talent or this game just gels with you. This guy has put in a long time and a lot of work, and it's pretty cool to see that he can so easily navigate a lot of these very tricky openers that Protoss players come out here and bring. He just shuts it down at a very specific point in time. He's able to get in there, do that damage. And so Action's our winner. Now, I don't know if this next matchup we have is going to be the same thing. I hope it's not. I hope we have more than 6 games total tonight. But SoulKey is very tough to beat.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult considering no one was able to do it last season. He was the champion, so standing tall at the end of it all.
The thing about SoulKey is that no matter how the early game goes, he's somehow so easily able to get a lead if it goes to late game, or to get an odd unit comp and abuse counterattacks. I mean, there are so many scary-looking Zerg players that are out there that make it look easy, but I swear to God, nobody makes it look as easy as SoulKey does.
Yeah, I think he has the best fundamentals overall of the Zerg players in every stage of the game. So that makes him really scary. I think that, ForGG, on the other hand, this is a more technical type of player.
We're going to go to a quick commercial, though, before we start our game, and then we'll jump into this match, so stick around.
예선 뚫게 돼서 일단 굉장히 기쁘고 예선 뚫은 만큼 높은 곳까지 올라가고 싶은 바람이 있어요. 타이밍을 섞어가면서 수비형 트렌드도 따라가고 있는데 중간중간마다 타이밍을 섞어서 사용하는 편이에요. 제 생각에는 70%는 끌어올렸다고 생각합니다. 16강 일단 아직 많이 남았기 때문에 그 사이에 준비 잘하면은 최대한 100%까지 끌어올릴 수도 있도록 하겠습니다. KSL 오랜만에 본선 와서 경기할 수 있게 되었는데 테란 4명에서 일단 1명을 차지하고 있다는 거에 대한 의미를 제가 스스로 부여해서 8강은 꼭 갈 수 있도록 열심히 해서 준비 잘하도록 하겠습니다.
KSL 시즌2 우승자 김민철입니다. 다른 대회에서 제가 좀 일찍 떨어져서 이 대회만을 좀 기다리고 있었던 것 같아요. 그래서 이번 대회는 좀 더 좋은 성적도 2번 연속 우승할 수 있도록 열심히 하고 있습니다. 아무래도 스타원로는 이제 우승이 그때 거의 처음이다 보니까 너무 기뻤던 것 같아요. 그래서 그 기억이 아직도 생생해서 이번 KSL 시즌3도 그 기억으로 다시 돌아가고 싶은 생각이에요. 완전 만족한다고 하긴 좀 어려운데 그래도 만족하는 쪽이긴 해요. 생각했던 것처럼 잘 나온 것 같아요. 솔직히 까다롭긴 한데요. 되게 공격적이어서. 근데 제가 또 수비적인 스타일이 있다 보니까 항성이 아닐까 생각이 들어서 재밌을 것 같아요. 서로 좋은 경기 했으면 좋겠어요. 이번 시즌도 꼭 우승할 수 있도록 우승 타이틀 한 번 더 만들어 볼 수 있도록 노력해서 우승까지 한번 가보겠습니다.
Right there. Just got it.
All right, we're back, and we're going to be jumping into this game momentarily. Again, already a one-sided best of 5 that we had there. I hope this one is different. Here comes our legendary player, ForGG. It's really cool to have him here in this season at KSL, a very storied player.
Yeah, a former MSL champion, a champion of Starcraft 2 as well, winning very emotionally a big DreamHack victory way back. Of course, he's finished his military service and he is back playing Starcraft 1 professionally. Over here, of course, SoulKey. Who doesn't know SoulKey? A champion of GSL, a champion of KSL. Just such a strong Zerg player. Probably the best macro Zerg that we have overall. And going up against ForGG, I think that SoulKey said it well. ForGG is a more aggressive player. He's a more technical player. This is not a guy that is going to, do SK Terran and play a long macro game. It's not going to happen. It's very likely that he does builds like mech builds, one-on-ones, barracks rushes, vulture harassment, that type of thing. He's got to get that technical edge on SoulKey, and that's a decent way to play against SoulKey, to be perfectly frank.
Sure.
Like, unless you are Flash or Last, I don't really suggest going SK Terran against him. He's just too strong.
No, I would agree. So good to have a lot of these players that were a blast from the past coming here now. You know, with StarCraft 1 continuing to be supported by Blizzard, and it's still thriving and doing very well in Korea, it's still one of the biggest games at any moment in time out here. And so we're waiting to see how are these guys that were so dominant in the past, how are they going to do here now as we start this out? But, you know, it's tough to truly get a good measurement of ForGG when you're going up against someone like SoulKey, you know, the former champion, I should say. And also, I would say at times, he really does just appear to be the overall best player in StarCraft 1.
Yeah, it's quite often the case. You know, I favor him to get very far in this season. Not necessarily win it again, but he's definitely in the short list of names that could do so.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that this shouldn't be a stumbling block for him.
Okay, we're going to be going into game number 1 with these two. Again, this is a best of 5. Hopefully it's not a 3-hour like our last one, but I think it's going to be really cool to see exactly how ForGG is going to approach SoulKey, where he thinks he sees that weakness. And a lot of that's going to come down to build orders. Does ForGG play conservatively? Does he do some kind of crazy rush? We're going to find out as game number 1 is now loaded up.
All right, top left, we have ForGG. Bottom right, we have SoulKey. Of course, this map is Overwatch. Very fun 2-player map. I think it can be a little bit hard for Zerg overall. There are definitely a lot of different paths that you can take for counterattacks and whatnot. But the third base can be a little bit difficult. You know, either a double ramp base or base very far away.
From Germany, thanks for coming down for Thanos. I like the Terran that's a little human with a gun. It looks like a lemming, kind of.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that game?
Lemmings?
The old one from a long time ago?
Just a little tiny bit, not a lot, but...
Oh, it was good, actually. That's like one worth going back and getting.
Yeah.
That's actually one you should play with your kid.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest, yeah. That's a fun little puzzle game.
Yeah.
That game's older than StarCraft 1.
That's true.
God, that game's like... StarCraft 1's
older than this game.
21 years old. That game's probably like 25, 26.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
ancient. When you had to install with floppy disks. You had to get like 10 or 11 of those. Literally floppy, like they actually could bend them and fold them almost.
Oh, yeah. The big floppies you talking about? Or
yeah,
the
black ones, the big black ones.
I got so confused when the smaller floppies came out.
And
I called them hard disks, and my dad was like, no, the hard disk is on the inside of the computer.
Yeah, I remember that. By the way, we got a quick gas here. Note the barracks tucked in the upper left. That's pretty cute. Just in case you get a scout, you don't see the barracks right away. You might assume it's actually hidden somewhere outside there.
Yes.
It also is kind of convenient because you can get your Marines tucked in between the minerals, so there's a different approach to kind of like if something were to get in there, you're sort of in a weird different spot instead of the barracks being on the outside, not walled in.
It's certainly mostly about hiding it. You can see SoulKey's vision and how he didn't see the barracks and how he's looking for it somewhat frantically. It's definitely possible that the barracks is out on the map, so he's got to look for that. The timing of the gas kind of shows you that it's like, well, he's going to have to skip something, right, if he's trying to Marine rush me as well. But seeing the gas, SoulKey grabs that quick gas himself. That is the reason for drone scouts in ZVT, for the most part, is to see if they're mining gas, because if they are, you oftentimes want to go 2-hatch against that.
So let's keep in mind, I don't think SoulKey's been full-on duped by this, but the way that ForGG's opening, just forcing SoulKey to scout and move around, these are all these little things that try to carve out a slight lead here, to try to take a little bit of an edge, a little bit more control in this game. Now, ForGG going for that one Marine, is he just going to go for a 1-1-1 Artosis? Is that the game plan here? Well,
he's going to go for a factory expand to open it off with, and then from there we get to see what he wants to do. Does he want to go into the 1-1-1, or does he want to go into mech? Both are strong, right? 1-1-1 is a little bit of an older build, whereas, he's actually going to 1-1-1 before expansion. Now, this is already being a little bit weird. Not that it is necessarily bad, but you're cutting your legs off on a longer game, right? Like, you can very easily go for factory expansion into a starport and be ready for 2-hatch Muta, right? He's skipping that, which means getting a command center up will be very tough. But, you know, he's going to have his Wraith out quicker if he wants to go for Wraith. Maybe he's going for a drop of Vultures or something. We're going to have to just see exactly what it is that he wants to do. But his economy will take a hit for doing this.
Okay, the Vulture is here. Its function is to contain. The only thing that Zerg can scout with is Overlords, and especially against Terran, even with one Marine out, you're very limited on where that Overlord can go. So a lot of times Zergs want to rely on Lings to try to come out there and check. We see Lings, for instance, checking to make sure nothing landed in the main like a factory. But
yeah,
with the Vulture out there, it's a funny contain that you have on the Zerg. On the surface level, this could be not easy for a beginner to get a read on, but when you look into it, you say, oh, he really doesn't actually know what's really going on.
Yes.
It's a cool way that Terran kind of takes control of the map and everything out there.
You know, Tasos, you and I were talking on the commercial break. You're like, what do you think about this match? Is SoulKey going to 3-0? I'm like,
yeah.
no. You know, I think that eventually ForGG is going to get in Vultures. I think I even mentioned through dropship. That's what he's doing. Like, he's literally rushing to dropship to drop Vultures in. That's almost certainly speed on the way. So this is... It's really funny, because this build is... I really thought he would do this at least one time today.
And he's opening up
because
with it.
What you do is you drop your Vultures in their base, and sometimes you kill all their drones, and then you make turrets frantically so the mutas don't kill you, and then you win the game. I mean, it's a build that can work. I can do this build too against SoulKey. We'll see if ForGG can get this to work out for
I think
him.
with good game sense here, I think he'll...
So big.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like his game sense is pretty good. He actually was ready for that to come in, but then he cancels it, so that's actually being remade, but that Sunken Colony's still a long ways out. And from here, the targeting of the drones is key. He's going to get quite a bit of kills here before they can evacuate, and if he wants to, he can actually try to go behind the minerals.
Wow, and he actually got mines here.
Yeah.
Yeah, which...
I guess if he had speed, he would have already ran over there, but this is pretty cool.
A lot of times you get speed just so that you can even fight against Sunkens and stuff, right? But if he can blow up the eggs, that's really big. You actually...
Did one mine kill the other mine there?
It can. It definitely can. I didn't notice, but that might have been the case. The mines aren't going to do that much for him in this game. I guess he got a larva with them. I do think...
How many Widow mines is it?
Spider mines?
Spider mines, sorry. Is it to kill an egg?
That's a good question. I think it's 3, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't really do builds like this very often.
Looks like
it's very rare that you go
I guess it's
after
true, guys.
eggs.
Artosis really doesn't play StarCraft.
Yeah.
We got the turret coming out now, and it looks like the mutas can't really, at least for now, do much to punish the area over the starport of the factory. But is there a turret above us? Yeah, there is. Okay. And so this is kind of a boxy position where I guess the mutas can slowly kill workers over time, but not without eating a lot of shots from these mutas. And already SoulKey in some hot water.
Yeah, mutas beat Wraiths pretty hard, but if you micro enough and you believe in yourself, sometimes the Wraiths can come out on top. You see some great micro there from ForGG. This is definitely one of the types of ways that he really likes to play. But SoulKey, I mean, he's had to play against this type of thing plenty of times in the past.
Whatever.
I don't think he
I
lost.
Know why I'd listen to you and you don't even know how many mines it takes to kill an egg, Artosis.
I think it's 3. That's the best I can do.
Yeah. Look at you shooting in the dark here, Artosis.
I don't even know, man.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say 4, and maybe if I get it right, then we know who's the real legit
You're the
guy
real
here.
Terran player.
That's right. I'm the real Terran player.
Well, you'd be more likely to know than me, Tasus, because you would be the one who would do a build like this. Waste your time on the ladder just going after ladder points. That sounds great to me. Okay, the Cloak coming in, and he's dealing some real damage here, but the slow Overlord pressing forward.
Nice. He's going to also try to get a vessel behind this. This is great. He's got so much gas banked up. If he can get a radiate off, that's going to be something that's going to pay for itself in dividends here. I think he's actually going to try to just run in with everything. Am I wrong? Is he going to get all these Lings out here?
Yeah, he might try. That mine makes me really nervous about this right now. If he does, if a big mine hits the Lings, then that could get really bad. Okay, that's a great pick.
Did he just kill everything? Wait,
yeah, I guess
happened?
he finished off the Wraiths there. Look at that, and he actually runs by everything.
Oh, this is actually pretty sick.
Well, even
just one or two lings on the ground actually is really hard to kill with mutas there as well.
It helps to kill off turrets very quickly. So he's going to go ahead and pick off a lot of Marines here.
I think SoulKey just won the game. If he gets up here and keeps doing damage like this, that's all you need. Look at this, guys. This is a whole theme for today. Is these scumbag Terrans and these scumbag Zergs trying Protosses, excuse me, trying to get in there and do damage, and then justice is served.
Well, okay, listen. ForGG is a very good player. He's a champion for sure. He knows what he's doing, but if there were a scumbag Terran, because I normally think of that as like a Zerg or a Protoss, the tag of recognition of the way that they play, yeah, he might be included in that because he goes for moves like this where it's like, oh, I've given up a lot. I'm going to try to kill all your drones and then have enough turrets not to die. This time, it doesn't work out for ForGG.
Cool strategy, though, there. We thought it was going to be Vulture speed. It wasn't, but the mines planning down there to take out the larva. Of course, the Vultures killing the drones. He had maybe one or two more turrets up. I know that's easier said than done when you're actually trying to defend against those mutas coming in there. But had he had that, maybe those mutas would not have done that initial damage. Ultimately, though, it was the mutas getting in there with the Zerglings. You know, when you go for a 1-1-1 like that, everything is sort of held together with duct tape and paper clips until you actually have that economic engine going. You've got the barracks, you've got some vessels with the irradiate. So to get in there with the mutas and take out everything, Marine-wise, it was trying to get up the ramp. The mutas and the lings together, there's no way to recover from that as Terran, because as each Marine pops out, it immediately dies, maybe getting only one shot off.
Yeah.
And so SoulKey wins game 1.
A little bit one-sided, and the funny thing is, if SoulKey hadn't canceled his own creep colony, that would have been much, much worse even.
We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll be going on to game number 2 here in our second best of 5 of the KSL.
How much do you want to bet? We're not.
Well, we will soon. I promise it. I swear it. Yeah, I guess you were right.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm told is not exactly what I'm going to get. Still, though, I do hope we go to a game 4 and a game 5 here with these two. Because right now I'm a little bit worried. I feel like some of that opening there that we saw from ForGG might be telegraphing his insecurities about playing anything somewhat standard here in a long game.
Well, yeah, you have to. A player like him has to get ahead of his opponent. Like, he's looking for things like strategic victories.
Yes.
As opposed to like macro victories,
mechanical victories.
Yeah, like SoulKey goes for mechanical and decision-making based victories. Generally, he'll mix in the other stuff, but he knows that he can outplay you in like just having solid fundamentals and good decisions to back it up. So, as ForGG, you have to take these sharp right and left turns and just nail SoulKey with something if you're going to win.
All right, we're going to go to that commercial now. We'll be back in game 2 in just a little bit. In just a little bit.
파란색 프로토스죠. 도재욱 선수입니다. 김명훈 선수입니다. 빨간색 저그입니다.
예, 그러다 보니까 일단 초반 신경을 잘 써야 돼요, 이거.
그렇죠. 400원까지 만들겠다. 400원짜리 해처리 짓게 하겠다.
예.
오,
자, 지금 많이 벌고 있어요.
일단 350원.
많이 벌었어요.
370원.
자, 400원까지 올라가요. 400원.
야, 이거 넥서스처럼 만들겠다.
예.
오.
넥서스 가격으로 만들어버리겠다. 오, 도재욱 선수 살아있는데요.
이거 진짜
야,
장난이에요.
이거 정말 열받죠.
한 번 흔들리기 시작하면 김명훈 선수 피해 크게 입을 수
네, 이거
있거든요.
당하겠는데요.
자, 한 마리 들어갑니다. 도재욱 선수입니다.
큰일 났어요.
자, 발에 늦었어요.
이러고 그냥 빠지기만 해도
자,
완전히
셔틀.
올라가요. 셔틀 올라가요.
여기서 그냥 이거 죽더라도
예.
아, 이제 버로우. 예, 버로우 업그레이드. 이거는 본질의 오버로드.
자, 들어갔어요.
자, 그리고 셔틀이 약간 시선을 다른 쪽으로 뭐
네.
여기 왜 있을지 좀 생각을 해야 되고.
반응 빨라요. 자, 반응 빨라요.
이번에는 질럿과 템플러 간의 진영, 유지, 그리고 박자가 중요합니다.
자, 리버가 있고요.
리버가
리버
있고요.
셔틀
셔틀도
피해가 막심한데요.
네.
자, 둘 다 피해가 있어요 지금.
네, 하지만 프로토스가 훨씬 더 자원적으로 병력적으로 이득을 보면서 지금 싸움을 좀 해줬던 거고요.
자, 그럼 리버를 잡아낼 수 있을지 일단 넓게 포진해서 공격을 하고 있습니다.
자,
김병훈.
김명훈 선수 좋아요.
자리
위치는.
좋아요, 자리
위치는
좋아요.
좋은데 오버로드가 지금 한번 막히면서 이게 변수가 될 수 있죠. 자, 확실하게 모여서 이제 한 번만 잘 싸워주면 되는 도적 선수죠.
네.
템플로 왔어요. 템플로 왔어요.
같이 왔어요.
스톱 쓰고 아까 만들면 게임 끝날 수 있습니다.
저
네.
리버 체력 얼마 없는 건데.
지금에서 파괴가 됐어요.
네, 이거 결국 갔기 때문에
TvZ 1승을 하고 있는 기분 좋은 출발의 도재욱 선수고요. 적입니다. 김명우 선수 반격이 시작되겠죠.
포지 빠르게 깨면은 공일업이 안 될 것 같거든요.
네. 그래서 그것을 지금 김병호 선수는 노려줘야 되는 거고요. 패널 위쪽에도 하나 정도 더 그렇죠. 하나 정도 더 필요한 상황이었습니다.
자, 이제 맞이하고 있는 도재욱 선수입니다.
공이업 포기하기 싫을 거예요.
그럼요.
그래서 프로보드 같이 나와서 김병훈.
자, 김명훈.
자, 뒤에 히라이트
감쌌어요.
정글리 계속 오고 있고요.
자, 프로보 일단 앞으로 많이 나왔습니다.
이래서 2, 3캐논 저거 지어지기 전까지 시간을 좀 벌겠다는 의도가 좀 가분히 좀 보였었죠.
네. 다크테블러가 들어가죠.
또
거든요.
도지욱의 멀티태스킹
와, 엄청난데요.
폭발하고 있습니다.
네.
멀티태스킹
이거.
봐요. 이것도 일부러 맞아주기.
그렇죠.
셀러가 안 맞아.
이건 연기하고
제이멀티.
실제는 여기입니다.
그렇죠.
요게 아니에요. 요거는 미끼예요.
와, 이거 어떡해요?
10K.
러커 드랍을 통해서 좀 이득을 보겠다? 이런 생각을 좀 가지고 있는 건데
흔들리고 있는 김병호
캐논을
선수고요.
미리 지어놨어요.
예.
그 같은 곳을 긁어버리면
와.
이러면서 막아야 되거든요.
자, 이거
막아야 돼요.
중요한 건 여기 지키는 거.
그렇죠. 지키면서 피해를 줘야 되는 거고요.
근데 자리를 다 이미 주고 싸워요.
네.
자, 언덕 지역.
들어가는 위치가 좋습니다. 언덕 위쪽에서.
옵저버는 잡았지만 러커가 별로 없습니다.
네.
네, 그리고 아래 질럿이 너무 많아요.
자, 이거 내줄 것 같은데 여기는요.
안보도 프로브 잡고 경기를 내주는 상황이에요.
예. 자, 재미는 봤지만 본인이 재미없어지는 경기가 나올 수 있습니다.
아니, 도재혁 선수가 1경기에서는 컨트롤 실수가 있었는데 이번 세트는 그냥 잘하는데요.
그렇죠. 너무나 잘해. 찍어 누르는 듯한 포스가 나오고 있고요. 견제면서도 치즈.
Welcome back to the KSL. We're in season number 3 right now, day number 3 right now, map number 2 right now. And it is ForGG going up against SoulKey. SoulKey slamming down ForGG's aggressive vulture drop in that game number 1. The next map is Eddie. It's a very big map. Definitely something like that drop could be something that works again. Maybe we see some forward barracks. What are we going to see? I'm not sure.
I guess the big question is going to be, is ForGG going to try to do crazy, risky play? Is he going to try to surprise SoulKey? Does he instead try to revert into a more mechanical macro game? And my gut is telling me no. Telling me because of how good SoulKey is overall at StarCraft 1 right now, and that ForGG is good, but from a different era of StarCraft. He wants to go for a strategic win. He wants to go for a build win.
Certainly. I think you're right about that. I think we're ready for map number 2 here. See if ForGG can pull something together. Maybe show a new build order coming up here.
Let's find out. We're going to go into that game in just a little bit here. Again, the map is Eddie. This is a best of 5. Right now, it is SoulKey with that 1-0 lead. Okay, so we're going to go into that game now. Game 2 is ready. ForGG versus SoulKey. SoulKey, the defending champion.
So top right, we have ForGG. Top left, we have SoulKey. Now, this map has a lot of bases on it. Like a lot of bases. That definitely makes quite a difference. I think drops in general can be very good here from Terran, as all the main bases are low ground, so it's a little bit harder to see them incoming. The mains are pretty large overall as well, so it's kind of a little bit harder to cover them well with Scourge at those sharp drop timings, but that's kind of assuming that ForGG were to play more standard bio opening. Don't know that that's the case. So far we don't see an SCV sent out, so it doesn't seem as if he's going to do a proxy barracks. But I feel like it can't just be a barracks expand, so I think either a gas or a CC first is very likely what we'll
Beat me
see.
to it. I wanted to ask you that. I thought, what do you think about a CC first? Like a quick command center right away.
If he's going to go bio in a game, CC first is the right build for him. And the thing is, that can be dangerous against SoulKey because SoulKey will occasionally 7-pool. But, you know, we just have to kind of wait and see what he has chosen for that.
Stop laughing at our toes. This is serious business, all right?
These are great signs out here.
Yeah.
These are great signs.
Going into this this match, we see the barracks coming down here now.
See if he puts the gas down. It'll be in just a second.
Here it comes.
Yeah. The barracks expand is just not a build. I don't know last time I saw him do it. Anyways, there's so much that you can do with the gas, right? There's the mech play. There's the 1-1-1.
Right.
Normally it's factory expand into 1-1-1, not 1-1-1 into expand, because again, it becomes one of those super risky builds where you're kind of crossing your fingers that you do maximal damage. Yeah, I mean, it's time to wait and see what ForGG's plan number 2 is, because plan number 1 did not work.
I'm wondering about this possibility of the series being a series of different 1-1-1 cheeky builds. Now, I don't imagine he's going to go for drop here. It is not the craziest thing in the world. Just on this map, you could get some vultures somewhere, but I don't think he's going to do it. What do you think the 1-1-1 opening is going to be here, Artosis?
I mean, you definitely could do the drop again. I think this map's actually good for it.
Yeah.
Better for it than maybe Overwatch even. But look at this. SoulKey's gone triple hatch before pool. So he's playing like a very greedy. I like that he doesn't even care what opponent he's up against because, you know, he's taking like a risk here. If there was forward barracks play, he would certainly lose his natural and maybe the game to it immediately. But maybe kind of identifying that ForGG is much more a tech player than just a rush player. My God!
Damn, SoulKey!
Can you try harder, SoulKey?
My God!
You want to win another KSL?
He's so good. I mean, the fact that he got rid of that SCV before we can even get in there. Keep in mind, if you go 3 hatch, you can usually keep that SCV alive for a long time. So getting a kill like that, this is one of these unprecedented scouting denials.
It's really painful because it was just drones trying to get it. I believe that it did. I think it got far enough that it just barely did see the hatchery, which would tell him just on the health of the hatchery, you should be able to look at that and say, okay, this is 3 hatchery, 4 pool. Either way, he has expanded quickly. SoulKey's seen that. Oh my God, Hydra's dead immediately.
Dude, I almost said something. I thought, no, I thought it's not my place as a Protoss player to ever like just jump out and say, I got an idea, fam. I thought, man, he killed that scout so fast. Wouldn't it be cool if he just went for a Hydra Den?
Well, you're just talking about ZVP anyways, so I mean, you can say it. In this,
ooh, that was good. Yeah. That was good.
Well, it's definitely something that can work in a situation like this. He has an Overlord already nearby. You know, ForGG is being relatively greedy with this, and he just doesn't know. He needs to get a Vulture over in front. Watch this. The 2 Lings countering. I think there's 2 Marines there, so this shouldn't be a problem. But sometimes you can get the Vulture to come back, and then that would be even better. But you need to see him leaving his base, basically, with the Hydras to have any chance of holding.
So, for the newbies watching, for the nubbins, for the young kids, for the Gen Is that are watching, they might be thinking, well, Hydras seem like they're pretty strong, ZVT. They're actually terrible. They don't develop in the late game. But if you're doing a build specifically like this, which ForGG is intending to go into a much longer game here and kind of cut corners, you could just run them over with Hydras because Terran didn't necessarily set up the precautions to hold off the rest of you know, the early game cheeses that can come at you.
Well, he's making a bunker instantly, and a bunker can hold off almost 1 trillion Hydras. It's like over almost 1 billion, but under 1 trillion. As long as you're repairing it.
Yeah. Oh!
You know, as a Protoss, you don't know about this because you can't repair your cannons.
No,
because the Protoss are like a civilization that's thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. But not until StarCraft 2 can they heal their own buildings.
Yeah.
And that's Legacy of the Void, StarCraft 2. So kind of hilarious how dumb your Protoss scientists are. But all that aside, you know, with that bunker out, he's going to feel a lot better. Ooh, he actually runs the Vultures by. Very nice.
Wow, you were right. ForGG is going to get his Vultures in the base and kill some
workers. I told you, man. This is ForGG, like, in a nutshell. This is ForGG in a nicely packaged present to his parents, basically.
Yes.
This is the day ForGG was born, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
They gave birth, and this is what came out, was a vulture
ForGG
killing drones.
ForGG spirit animal is a vulture behind the minerals of
Yes,
the main.
that is exact. His spirit animal is speed vultures killing workers.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it doesn't even matter
everybody
the
else
matchup.
gets like, you know, just an animal. It's like, no, this has to be a unit doing a thing
Yeah.
at a specific moment in the game. It can't be like, oh, 30 minutes in it's a vulture killing something. I'm like, well, it's definitely not
No.
4GG. It's got to be like, you know,
It's
a
not
Zerg
30
on
minutes
2
in.
bases. Yeah.
Once we're at 10 minutes, there needs to be an advantage here. But look, there's more Hydras going across, and he doesn't have SCVs around his bunker. So I'm a little bit nervous, because if you don't have your... Okay, it's 2 bunkers, that helps, right? But if you don't have SCVs up there ready, you can lose the bunkers. And if you lose both the bunkers, the game can be lost.
Well, the question is, I don't know the math on this, but what's the right number of Hydras to have pounce on the bunker where it does the right number of shots
All
to
of
kill
them.
it? Well, no, but I mean,
all the Hydras that you
thank
have.
you, Artosius.
No, it's not one of these things where there's a certain number.
Okay.
It just matters if they have their SCVs around it, because you want if they're like really committing, you need a ton of SCVs just sitting around the bunkers, because they'll kill it fast. Explosive damage from Hydras does full damage to bunkers, so you need your SCVs there. And he doesn't have them there. He just thinks that SoulKey's screwing around and trying to fool him. So watch this. He's going to run up and probably get both bunkers. And then probably get the tank and then the Marines, and then the SCVs are all going to die.
And then we'll be at a commercial break. Here we go! He comes on that first bunker.
All right.
And the SCVs cannot be pulled in time, and I think there's basically almost no way to recover from this.
Well,
you know,
he's killing the Marines before the tank. That's fine. That's fine as well. But going pretty heavily in SoulKey's favor right there. The SCVs coming out to fight. These things are linebackers against Hydras. It takes 12 Hydra hits to kill an SCV. So it's really quite a bit, but now he picks off a siege tank as well.
D-Matrix going down on that one tank. That D-Matrix is temporary. He needs to get this bunker finished up here. I'm worried, though. I feel like the Hydras can actually just snipe the Marines before they can ever get to that bunker in time.
Well, I mean, this damage from the Hydras is pretty outrageous right now. Look at that. Is this the second vessel he's killing?
Or Artosis, this is where you and I hold hands as a Terran and a Protoss player and just shake our heads at these Zergs, man. This is brutal. These are the remaining SCVs that he has here. Again, the bunker is not complete. The Marine is not in sight. GG, and we will go into game number 3.
So
Damn.
that was, I mean, my explanation of how to hold it makes it seem very easy, but like the way that SoulKey was moving his units, you can see ForGG very upset, by the way.
Salt is real.
Because, like, again, if he has SCVs sitting there, if he even had, let's call it 6 to 7 SCVs sitting around his bunkers, he would have held this. But yeah, like, SoulKey kept running up with his Hydras, checking that there were no SCVs there. And this is something you do. Like, you run up with the Hydras, like, I'm going to get you! And then if the Terran realizes that you're trying to fool him, they won't send the SCVs, right? And you're just kind of, you're wasting your own time.
Yeah.
But that's what you're going to do whether you have Hydras or not coming, because you're making it look like you're faking Hydras coming. So ForGG was like, no, it's a real fake, but it was a fake, which
he
made him die.
He didn't even overdo it, where you have like Hydras right outside the vision of the bunker.
Yeah.
So you're like, look at this, look at this. He just kept him back, and you know, if the SCVs were there, maybe he holds. It's tough because Hydras deal damage so fast. There's no animation where the shot has to connect to the bunker in this case, or the Marine or the tank. So once they get there, they fire. The bunker goes down. Even trying to pull SCVs off of minerals to go over there and repair is pretty hard to do. They get stuck on each other.
They get so stuck on each other.
Yes.
People talk about Dragoons getting stuck. You don't know anything about getting stuck until you try to get SCVs to repair a bunker that are mining minerals.
Or make workers move anywhere, ever.
Oh, yeah, no, that's...
Yeah, just trying to get them off of your minerals.
That's the difference between Flash and everyone else, is he gets his SCVs to do whatever the hell he wants immediately.
StarCraft 1 SCVs move like StarCraft 2 SCVs?
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. But they still have 60 health. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I'm worried here because I feel like this is going to be a 3-0. I feel like we're not even going to have a long TvZ Artosis.
No. Well, we're definitely not going to have a long one. Unless ForGG is miles ahead and then SoulKey slowly comes back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Commercial time, guys. When we come back, game 3, good luck ForGG. He's going to need it.
선수 환희 웃고 있겠죠. 2대 0의 도재욱 선수입니다. 추격에 불을 붙여야 되는 게 바로 이 김명우 선수입니다.
그리고 게이트.
이거 말씀해주신 대로 진짜 더
예.
때리려는 거죠?
오 나와요.
이 저글링 8마리로 싸우면 안 됩니다.
예.
좀
자,
뒤로 빠졌다가 최소 10개 이상.
그렇죠.
최소 10개 이상.
10개는 됐죠.
자, 때리면서 한
감싸죠.
빼주고 또 추가 질럿 기다려줘야 되고요.
네.
그러니까 이게 지금 김명훈 선수 입장에서는 세 번째 처리를 바깥에 지었기 때문에 혹시라도 질럿을 추가적으로 찍어서 도재욱 선수가 공격적으로 할까봐 저글링을 계속 찍을 수밖에 없어요.
도재욱 선수는 그냥 안 나가고 가만히 캐논이 지어질 때까지 여기서 지키고만 있으면 돼요. 무리할 필요 자체가 없고요.
네.
캐논 하나만 완성이 되면 이것을 막는 것은 어렵지 않습니다.
너무 수월하게 막을 수 있을지 지켜봐야 되고요. 중요한 김명우 선수 어쨌든 지금 화가 났습니다.
자,
조금 뒤로 빠지면서 더 좁은 길. 들어갈 수 있으면
지금 쇄도 됐어요.
이거 뚫려요.
뚫을 수 있어요.
캐논 지켜야 돼.
지금
캐논 지켜야
완성되면
돼요.
캐논 저글링이 좋아요. 위치가 좋아요. 싸우는 위치가 좋아요. 자, 캐논을 김명훈.
화나는 김명훈의 힘이 조금씩 올라가고 있는데요. 자, 한시에 미쳤습니다. 도재욱이고요. 이제 이 반격의 신호탄을 올리기 시작한 선수는 김명훈 선수입니다.
이거 질럿이 들어가는 건 좋은데
예.
살아나오지 못한다면 프로토스 입장에서도
이득을
이게-
봐야 돼요, 그러면.
예, 이게 사실 큰 피해를 주기는 어렵거든요.
근데 들어왔습니다.
근데
도재욱.
여기는 들어왔으면 이제 어차피 좀 답이 없기 때문에 여기서 미네랄 채취하지 못하게 하고 여기 힌드라 다 몰렸을 때 미네랄 멀티 질러치기.
자, 멀티태스킹 싸움 유도하는 거죠.
그쵸.
지금 도재욱 선수.
자, 그럼 여기서 질럿이 한번 흔들고.
오버도 있어요.
남았어요.
근데
그나마
병력이
오버가
멀어요.
있어서, 예.
근데 병력이 멀어요.
예.
병력이 아주 멉니다.
스관성 다크 드랍 들어갔습니다.
이거 통했어. 완전 이득.
두드리면 열리죠.
예, 이거 도망가봤자 무조건 프로토스 이득.
예, 6킬입니다.
한 방에 뮤탈을 할 수도 있지만 이미
와.
준비가 돼요. 마일스톤. 왜냐면 커세어를 본인이 하나 찍고 일부러 안 보여줬어요.
뮤탈이면 이거 김명훈 선수 진짜
끄덕이
나갈 수 있습니다.
근데 이게
뮤탈도 봤어요?
이거 지금 김명훈 선수가 입은 피해가 어느 정도 누적이 되어 있기 때문에 이거 뮤탈리스크가 아무것도 못하는 것도 큰 피해입니다.
진짜 절대 안 됩니다. 더블 스톱은 안 돼요.
자, 5킬입니다. 다리 붙였어요. 도재욱 들어왔습니다. 아예 위험성 없이 들어왔고요. 자,
게다가
뮤탈리스크 확인했어요.
마일스톰 지금 90.
자,
95 남았어요.
4 남았어요.
스톰 너무
김명훈
아파요.
아프죠. 많이 죽어요.
마일스톰도 맞습니다.
자,
마일스톰. 자, 이거 진짜 대위기.
잘 들었어요. 잘 맞았어요. 또
야,
가요.
이거 도적 설계 뭐예요, 이거?
와.
이건 도맨 채팅 나오겠네요.
야, 이거 진짜
이거 그럴 만한 경기입니다.
와, 엄청난데요.
이거 설계 완전 미쳤어요.
누구는 입으로 맞지만 누구는 손으로 보시고 도적 선수 말 그대로 실현을 해줬어요. 구현을 했잖아요.
그렇죠. 이게 사실 도지혁 선수의 이미지 자체가 굉장히 힘싸움 잘하고 물량 잘 나오는 그런 선수인데
네.
이렇게 지능적인 플레이로 반짝이 자체에서 김명훈 선수를 압도해냅니다.
압도했어요. 지금 물량으로 찍어 누르고 있고요. 다시 한번 들어갑니다. 18K GG.
We are back! So far, SoulKey is smashing ForGG, unfortunately for him. We're going to see if he can take a set here going into Circuit Breakers. This is a big-time macro map. Not sure what he's going to bust out now. You know,
Yeah.
it's definitely a map that you can do things like proxy barracks. There is a buildable center, but it seems... The thing is, I feel like overall how he's been playing has been a little bit predictable.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried here because if this is a series of 1-1-1 builds, first of all, SoulKey already crushed through Terrans in the previous KSL against people that were much better at 1-1-1 builds than ForGG was. I think that it's understandable, it's relatable that ForGG feels like his skills are going to shine through with this opening. The problem is that SoulKey has shown no weakness to it.
Yeah.
And it's not just about going to your strengths, sometimes it's about playing to your opponent's weaknesses.
Yeah, that is true. It's tough though, you know, when someone's like the best in the world at something. It's really hard if you are a little bit further down the ladder to have any way to beat them really in StarCraft 1. There's just so many ways to differentiate yourself from each other.
Okay, another quick glance at our two players, and then we're going to hop into game number 3. This is a best of 5, and right now SoulKey has a 2-0 lead.
Oh, in the bottom right,
Ooh.
ForGG. Top left,
Ooh.
SoulKey.
Oh, okay. Cross spots over here. Waiting to see if 4GG is going to go for barracks and a gas.
You can see SoulKey using the older resolution. It looks like the new widescreen for 4GG. I thought of this really funny thing. I said it on my stream the other day, Taste.
Oh, yeah?
About this. Like, I was teasing one of my friends in media, Gypsy, for using widescreen.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it's kind of one of the dumbest elitist jokes you can make, because like half the pros use wide and half of them use
I was going to
small,
say, because there's
right?
a decent number that's still playing wide now and some that's still playing small.
Yeah, yeah. Most of the like champions play in 4x3 though.
Yeah.
To be fair. But yeah, it's like you see how wide that box is in comparison. You can see the red box in the minimap and the blue box, right? That's actually their screens, what they're looking at,
Right.
and how much wider that is. And it's like, well, are we going to eventually have an IMAX screen where it's like you see most of your vision is fog of war in the beginning of the game, right? It's like so silly.
That's funny.
How wide can it get to buy very special new monitors?
Oh!
Whoa.
That's good. Okay.
Badass.
All right, give him the keyboard, the mouse, and what else are we giving away? The headset?
Give him the keys to the studio.
Give him the keys to the city. By the way, this is a very quick pull from SoulKey. Very quick pull.
Oh, is that just straight up a 9 pull?
I think it actually was. Yeah, I think it was. It was either. I mean, I thought for a second it was an 8 pull, and I'm like, well, that's not really a thing. But yeah.
This is funny. So he's doing a 9 pull. How many barracks do you count right there?
Not 1, not 3, but 2.
Okay, so I want you to guess the last year in which someone opened with just 2 barracks in their main base.
Was it 1998?
You're close. It's closer to then than it is to 2019, I think.
Yeah. Call it a hunch.
It's actually like this build died out in 2008. Okay.
Wow.
So 10 years and then 11 years. No, it's closer to 1998.
We'll
it's
call
closer
this
to
a modern
1998
build.
that this was a real build. So he's gone 2 barracks blindly here. Okay. This should not. He should be able to hold this as long as he has OK micro. Now, is this just 2 barracks academy? Maybe he's going to try to go for an early bust. Oh no. This is good for 4GG. Actually.
Yeah. You got to be careful though. If those Marines get surrounded and take too much damage, they do just die.
But just the fact that he has 2 barracks is like, okay, the micro is a little bit off here from 4GG. What you generally want to do is pull all your Marines to the side and get your SCVs in front of him. Here he pulled his SCVs to the ramp and then just had all his Marines at the barracks. It's not the end of the world, but
it's close to it.
You know,
there's more links coming in here now. I'm just worried because, you know, when you get low on the Marines, one miscontrol and you're in trouble. Now, that was great.
Yeah.
He's going to hold it off. He's going to stabilize. We're into weird territory.
Yeah, it's SoulKey's going for a 2-hatch play from here, which is kind of expected in a lot of ways. I'm not sure what 4GG's actual plan was. It doesn't necessarily have to change too much here. Like, I think originally he might have faked taking an expand and just gone for a bust. Let's see what he does.
This is weird because the build that SoulKey opened up with was not intended to fight 2 barracks. I don't think he ever thought, oh, what if he goes 2 barracks, then what? So, upon the Lings getting to this main base, he goes, oh, what? Okay, I guess I'm against that now.
Well, as soon as you see 2 racks, you're like, what?
Yeah.
This doesn't...
And 2 racks is actually pretty good against what SoulKey opened with.
Yes,
so.
yeah. Like, if someone 9 pulls and you just go 2 racks into expand, like you had a single racks, you can put pressure on and force so many Lings or Sunks.
Yeah.
And, like, you have a good force when the mutas get there and everything. Like, build order-wise, I think it's good for 4GG. I think that he botched his control a little bit during the attack, but it's not game-ending.
Yeah, his Marine count was not able to mass up quite to what he'd want to. Now, I do want to point something out that's pretty big here. There's a reason why 2 barracks is not commonplace in TvZ anymore, because it's somewhat of an obsolete build. Now, one of the problems you can face here is that you can get abused by mutas as you're trying to expand. You don't get to grow anywhere near as fast if you expand this lane.
That's completely it. right? And the way that you want to counteract that is to put pressure on to force things like Sunkens and slow their economy, and thus slow how quickly they're going to get all those Mutalisks. This game he's holding back quite a bit. He needs to start his eBay very, very soon, and I'm sure he must be aware of that, because if the Mutas come out and he's only on bio, it becomes a problem, because the bio is not very good against Mutas until range, and off 2 racks, the Ling Muta production will outpace the bio production, and they'll keep you pinned the whole time because they'll be harassing your SCVs. So, like, he needs his eBay now. This is like the last second he can start it.
Oh, go,
That better be an eBay.
Go.
Okay.
Yes.
This is still a little bit late though. Okay, so he needs to like start pushing with Marines and get the Mutas to engage Marines, because you need your turrets up. If the Mutas get in and there's no turrets up, oh my God, you lose so much.
The game can snowball very easily. Okay, the Mutas are coming out. Keep in mind that these Marines chasing some of these Lings away. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
The Lings getting inside the main is pretty big. Okay, I didn't realize that bunker was still
good.
full. Yeah.
That was good for ForGG. All right, he won't have range yet.
That means these Mutas can be a little bit more abusive. Every stim starts to add up here. These medics don't have a ton of energy, so beating out a few stims here and there and then running away can be pretty handy as well.
This is important though, what we're watching. Keeping the Mutas out with the Bioforce like this. Now, if he can save this Bioforce, that's fantastic. But he needs to buy a bit of time to get turrets up. That's the important part. By the way, SoulKey's third doesn't make a lot of sense. I think it points towards the fact he's going to stay on only Mutaling.
I think you're right. Now, these Lings coming in here means you can actually fight this a little bit more easy, and SoulKey is the best in the business with these kind of engagements. And this is ForGG basically overstaying his welcome here. He probably should have microed back. Now, will there be enough turrets up here? There certainly seems to be enough Marines, medics, and defense overall. I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And this game should go on for a little while.
Yeah, it looks like a solid defense overall. His range should be done about now anyways. So, yeah, you see it's still blinking, but they're just finished. So, he is... Yeah, he bought enough time with that group. It is sad that he lost like that. I don't think he could have saved it.
He's going to jump on the bunker here. This is one cute way to start to whittle down the defenses here, keeping this a little bit more vulnerable. Now, we see more Lings streaming across the map as well as more Mutalisks. Sartosis mentioned this a few minutes ago, but it seems like you want to stay on Ling Muta if you're going to take a third base across the map like that. And some of this he's hoping to win on control alone. Now, if the bunker's not remade and he could draw some of these Marines into the main, there's a chance that when the Lings can finally pool outside of the natural expansion, he can run in, and we're going to see that right now.
A lot of times what you want to do with this, if you don't have a bunker here, is put 2-3 Marines in your mineral line and hold position them. So when the Lings run up like that to your turrets, they just shoot them and kill the Lings.
One thing about ramps like this is it allows the glaives to prioritize in an order where you can start to multi-shot all these units down. And so now we have a naked natural expansion where even 2 Lings are going to be able to do enough damage to start to dismantle these turrets. And I actually think that once again, SoulKey has proven that he's such a technical player, that he just manages to get a takedown so easily, no matter how you cut it. And I can't emphasize how good of a player SoulKey is that he does this to even KSL players. And sadly, a humiliated ForGG has been our second player to be 3-0'd here tonight.
Yeah, and you know, it's a tough matchup. This is, I think you have to give SoulKey the title of best Zerg in the world at the moment.
You really do.
So he's playing against the best Zerg player in the world, and ForGG is a very good pro gamer. I want to be careful to explain this correctly, because he's a very good pro gamer, a very good Terran, but he is not the same level as SoulKey. In my opinion, absolutely not. I think those games show it very clearly. He's not going to take out the top guys very often at all. He'll take maps here and there, of course. But this tournament in particular is very hard for him. This is a tournament with only 16 players total. So most of these 16 players are at the very top of their race.
Yeah.
Like the bracket he got in through, just to make it very clear, he beat Lights Protoss in the finals. So it's not like a lot of these other pros had to beat like a pro playing their main race. He beat a pro playing an off race that like he had just switched to recently.
Yeah.
It's still a good achievement. Like Lights Protoss is amazing, but it's not the same as like, oh, you know, he beat Larva to get here or something, right? It's not one of those.
SoulKey is looking to be a really dominant force here. Again, we didn't even really go to any. Actually, we just didn't go to any late game here. Whether it was Action or SoulKey, we had Zerg players who were having none of it, Artosis. No offshoot builds allowed.
Yeah, Zerg seem to be doing all right so far when I think about it.
One thing I really want to point out, because I don't know if we highlight this enough, but the way that Mutas can engage Marines trying to run down or up a ramp, and the way that Glaives transfer, almost always prioritizing what's on the ramp and then through, means it's usually not the first shot, but the second shot, a lot of times, will kill 3 Marines at once.
Yes.
Which gives almost exactly enough time for the Mutas to then regroup and hit in again. And pretty soon you've killed sometimes, 6 or 9 Marines in under 10 seconds, and it's bad, man. It's
the best defense on a ramp is not letting them get to it. You're supposed he
Yeah.
lost the fringe turret that was supposed to zone because he lost the bunker and then had all his Marines in the natural.
Yeah.
You have to either have 2 groups, keep the bunker alive, keep Marines in your mineral line so you don't necessarily have to send units home or down to the natural. There was some misplays there. That was a tough one.
Okay. 3030. This is record time here for today's games. We are about 2 hours and 20 minutes of broadcast time, including commercials and everything else. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes one player is just way better than the other. But don't forget, because tomorrow we've got Group D. That's going to be so good.
Yeah, Group D, that is the group of death. It is just madness. You definitely want to tune into that. We have a rematch of the Season 1 finals of KSL.
Yes.
To open up tomorrow. Oh my god, I can't wait.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun to cast. Zerg's just murdering today, Artosis. Now, don't forget, we're going to be back at the same time, same place here. 7 p.m. KST. Last versus Jadong. Wow, isn't that a nice rematch, Artosis? Is that Season 1 KSL
Yes.
finals? I think so.
Exactly it.
And then Rain versus Stork. One of the greatest Protosses of all time from the past against the current best Protoss now.
Yeah, and Stork's in great shape right now as well.
Yeah.
So I think that this can be quite a nice match. Stork's looking good in every way.
Also, Stork is somebody who has a deep, just strategic understanding of the game, as does Rain. So it's going to be fun to see how a PvP is going to look with these 2 players interacting with each other.
You know, from the old guard, we have 2 of the very best. From the new guard, the 2 best from the new. Right? It's like Last and Rain.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the Terran. That's won championships. That's a Protoss that's won a championship. So that group is that. If that was the round of 4 in this tournament, I'd be happy. I'd be like, wow, that tournament was successful.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get 2 of those out of there. Not tomorrow, but eventually.
Eventually. So yeah, we're going to see you guys tomorrow. It's good to be back here at KSL as well.
Of course. I love Brood War tournaments, and this is a great one. The matches today a little bit one-sided, although I thought that the Action mini one was pretty interesting overall.
Well, it's one of these days where maybe it wasn't the most epic close games, but it was educational. It shows you how certain build orders and strategies can interact with each other and how to try to overcome somebody who's maybe playing it in a certain style or a certain approach. There is a way out of that.
Yeah.
As a defender.
Yeah, that's certainly the case because he put on so much pressure and then it was still held and the counters did kill him. Whereas, you know, the 4GG SoulKey one, there's some stuff to learn from that as well. Sometimes these one-sided ones really show like, okay, he's doing this build. Here's a great way to stop it. I think that it was pretty educational with, you know, the bunker bust, for instance.
Yeah.
Right? If you have SCVs sitting there waiting, well, if he's not busting, you could be in trouble. If he is busting, you win. You know, it gets cut and dry sometimes like that, but hard stuff to figure out occasionally, especially if you don't keep your Wraith around.
Yeah, 1-1-1 not looking good, and the 2 racks, even with SoulKey opening up with a quick pool, which I think was actually a response to Command Center first. I think he thought, okay, you're going to do a gamble.
It could have been Command Center first. It could have also been double proxy racks or something. And
one of those openers.
Well.
The fact that he still executed a victory by assassinating the second base based off what he started with is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
for
Well,
that game.
It was just really well done by SoulKey. He makes a lot of right decisions. You don't
Yeah.
get to be a Zerg champion without doing that.
Yeah, man. We got a busy week. Not just well, I guess next week we got a crazy week. We're of course gonna be back for KSL Thursday and Friday, and then GSL every day except for Sunday, starting next week.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you're enjoying joining us here, you can definitely find us at the Starcraft Twitch channel as well as the GSL channel. So you can be with us every night,
Nonstop.
or morning or day, whatever time it is for you.
Yeah, and then you can just rewatch your favorite night from the week on the one night that we get off.
Mhm.
So I guess that's how you're going to have to do it.
Yes. Man, I can't believe we had 2 3-0s.
Well,
I was really hoping for something closer, or at least, I don't know, see a defiler. Something.
oh no, that was never
No.
gonna happen to me. That's
No.
that's silly of you to think that.
Yes.
Definitely possible tomorrow.
I'm a dreamer.
Definitely possible tomorrow, though, right? With Jadong
Sure.
playing. I think that those games actually will be decided relatively quickly because last is the second best Terran on Earth. As far as macro goes, he's unbelievable. And in my opinion, that's generally where Jadong falters a little bit, is if he hits someone that's like on point with Marine production, that can be a little bit hard for him to deal with occasionally. He's someone who wants a decisive play that's going to get you. And if you have too many Marines, it's harder to make those plays.
It's exciting watching Jadong play. He's really good at aggression. He knows how to get in there and do that damage. But I don't know if he's still right now on that early mid-game level that SoulKey's at. SoulKey makes it look so easy. It makes Zerg look broken. And, we can also see that there's ways for these Terrans, for instance, to hold this, but
you have to be on
not
SoulKey's
easily.
level to beat him. That's the problem, right? You have to be on his level or you have to be Zerg. Those are going to be your 2 real ways that you have a chance against SoulKey.
Yeah.
And there's very few people that are on his level, but there are some Zergs out there, which is why I'm like, yeah, SoulKey is one of the names that could win, but is his ZvZ up to the task? That's kind of the matchup that can throw off the legacy of a Zerg, right? Things can go wrong in that quickly, and sometimes
the most volatile matchup, TvZ, can sometimes cause some upsets.
Knife fights are difficult.
That's all the time we have for this KSL. We will see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. KST. We love you. Bye-bye.